Hey guys, super glad to be here with you, and excited to say that I have an album coming out tomorrow, and I've been waiting so long to say that, like 2 years now, because that's how long I've been working on this album. It's called Everyday Existential Crisis, and I've been working on it since right before the pandemic. For those of you who don't know, I did put an album out right before the pandemic, like about 2 weeks before the pandemic. And it was awesome. It was called Raised on Porn. And this album, I hope you'll like just as much, if not more. And this is what it looks like in the physical form. It is, this is a hard copy of an album. I mean, it's pretty rare these days, but some people did actually pre-order it, which was pretty cool. And I signed those and I sent them out, and none of this would be possible if it wasn't for people like you guys that support me. And anyway, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the album and what it's all about. So first of all, I'm going to start with like the actual art. As you can see, there are little pills on here, and this is actually created by an artist named Stephanie Roberts, who I follow on Instagram. She's brilliant, and I suggest you go follow her too, at Stephanie Roberts. She used to be a nurse, and then she became an artist full-time when her art kind of blew up on social media. So in that way, I would say that she kind of had an existential crisis too, and I wanted to use somebody's art who could relate to the theme of this album. So yeah, go check her out. I think you'll like what she makes. So yeah, this album wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for all the amazing other artists that I worked with on it. And first of all, I'll just say that there are 10 tracks, and they're all really, really different. It's kind of all over the place, hence the title, Everyday Existential Crisis. The album itself is an existential crisis. So like the tracks are very different. There's not a lot of cohesion in this album like there was in the first. But the first track, Out of My Mouth, it's kind of like a poppy rock song. It's got a lot of bouncy horns that I think you'll like, and it's about overcoming your fears and challenging bad habits. It's very empowering, very uplifting, and I hope it makes you feel empowered. And that song was produced by William Driscoll and Shay Stratton, and I love those guys, super talented. You should go check out the band State to State, they're incredible. So then the next track on here is called Words, and Words is a serious love song, I would say, and I never write love songs, so I'm really excited to share it with you. It's really about trying to love someone who is depressed and can't really feel like they're loved, and trying to get through to them. And I feel like it's a relatable song because I think a lot of people struggle with depression, and then a lot of times they're in relationships, and the people who are in the relationship with them, you know, struggle to make them feel loved. Because if you don't love yourself, you know, it's hard to imagine other people can love you, right? So that's what that song's about. And my friend Ben Shawnee and I actually shot a music video for it here in Ohio. And it's really cool because I grew up partially in Ohio, and we actually filmed it in a woods that's really close to where I grew up as a child and where I wrote some of my very first Tiny Child songs. So it's very nostalgic for me, which I like. Anyway, that song was beautifully produced by Patrick Windsor, who's a dear friend. And it has some really beautiful strings on it that I think you'll like. The next track is Burn, and Burn was co-written actually by Patrick Windsor's wife and I, Alex Windsor, who's one of my really good friends. She's super talented. They are like this music power couple, and she wrote these incredible chords, and I was so drawn to them, and she couldn't find anyone to write lyrics to them, and I was like, I'll do it, and really aggressively, just like that. And it has this like retro vibe, but it's all about revenge, kind of, but like cute revenge, like just living your life well so that you feel empowered, and how living well is the best revenge, and focusing on you. And yeah, I hope you like it. I love the harmonies in it, by the way, which Patrick Windsor did. The next song is called Heart on Fire. And this is a song that I co-wrote with my now husband, who I was dating at the time. He wrote these chords. They're kind of jazzy. I really like them. And the song is about us. And it's a good little part of our story, I feel like. And it actually has one of my favorite lines I've ever written in it. And it goes, I don't want to whine, but I'm uncorked and dry, and it's pouring out like a fucked up spout that you couldn't clog if you tried, which I think just means like it's hard to stop myself from pouring out my feelings to you, and I really like wine, so. The next track is called Everyday Existential Crisis, and that was produced by Bob Varro, who's out in Belgium, and he's a genius, and he did a lot of work on the first album too. I think you'll really like this song. Well, I mean, it's already out, so you might already know if you like the song. If you haven't seen the music video, go check it out. It was directed by Jeffrey Fountain, who's a really good friend. He had a beautiful vision for this song, and Jason Edward was the videographer. And it's kind of like a haunting, very stripped down song. The next song is Lobotomy, that Bob also produced, Bob Varro. And this song is about just wanting to turn off your brain, your mind. The world is too much with you. It's too much for you. It's just about being overstimulated and not being able to be present. The next song is called Franglais, also another Bob Varro track. It is half in French and half in English, and it sometimes switches mid-sentence between the two languages, which I don't think has been done. I hope not. And that song is already out, so you can check that out right now if you want. And the next song is Good Behavior, which already has a music video. We're all in like pink jumpsuits in a prison kind of sexy, dark situation. Dante Jekyll produced and co-wrote this track, and he raps in it, and it's awesome. And this song is a bop. I mean, I hate saying that word. I really should not have even said that. I hate that I just did that. But it is a bop. And yeah, I'm glad it exists. And that brings me to the next track, which is The Kill. Another revenge song, actually. I really should get myself checked. But Dante Jekyll also co-wrote and raps on this and produced it. And I really love this song. I cannot wait to see what people think of The Kill. I think it's a really intense and kind of weird and really aggressive song. And then the last song is called Sugar, and Sugar is about sugar dating. It's about seeking an arrangement. It's really about more than that. It's about thinking that you were in something that was more than that and realizing you're kind of a commodity. And it's a real hard rock song, and there's not a lot of that on this album, so I hope you guys like it. My voice really isn't conducive to hard rock. It's a little too sweet, so I hope you like it. It was produced by Shay Stratton and Bill Driscoll, and I'm just excited to hear what you guys think of this album. It's a little different, so let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.